and welcome back to another video feature for the Immersive Worlds Handbook. And this is one of my features on what I would call existential issues in themed and immersive spaces. And today I'm at IKEA in the ubiquitous furniture store chain and here in Southern California, and I wanted to offer in these existential features the idea of a challenge to designers of theme spaces. And so in this case I wanted to offer the challenge in three parts and focus on the idea of the individual and agency. I talk about in one chapter of the book about the idea that a space that's successful is geared towards the individual and gives that person the sensibility that he or she has what we call agency, or has the sense that they can achieve their own desires in that space. So the challenge here, I think, is in three parts. First is to define what is agency. What does it mean for an individual in a space, whatever that space is, be it a shopping mall, a theme park, or a themed casino? What is going to give that individual agency or a sense that he or she has empowerment in that space? The second part of the challenge here is, can it be achieved? Is it possible? Are there elements of the space that define it in such a way that make it maybe not impossible but harder to create a sense of agency for the guest in that space? And then the third part of this challenge is to say, okay, we've defined agency, we've considered whether or not it can be achieved. The third part is, how can it be achieved? What can you do in that space to achieve a sense of agency for the guest? I use IKEA as an example here because for me, on the surface, there's this sensibility that IKEA is giving me the choice. I can pick out the table that I like, I can purchase it, I can find it on the shelves, I can take it home and build it and go through those complicated, or maybe not so complicated, IKEA instruction manuals and put the thing together. And the agency in that moment is this idea that I have achieved a sense of myself through this consumer product that I've purchased at IKEA. But my challenge to you is to question, is that truly agency? And I'll leave it at that as a challenge to think about whether or not one can achieve a sense of agency for the guest in the space, and if so, how that can be achieved. So something to think about. Come back and listen to additional video features, as well as these new features that focus on more existential issues in themed and immersive spaces.